Hey guys, it's Canning here, giving you another guide. This time we're doing PvP. As you can see, some of my credentials, we played 41 games versus Protoss, 66% win rate. So we're okay. We know a thing or two, but we also have some learning to do. But I'm going to share some of my knowledge I have in PvP with you guys. So I pretty much do the same build pretty much every game. It's similar to our PvT opener, where we open Blink, we open Robo. This time in PvP, it is more 3-gate into Robo instead of Gate Twilight Robo. I will show you though all of that when we'll get into it. So basically the opener I always go for PvP is a 19 Nexus. Now there are quite a few things you can face with a 19 Nexus. Some one-base builds, some early aggression. I mean, you guys might be facing a lot of one-base builds, and I'm telling you, you can get comfortable. You can really hold off a lot of all-ins and a lot of one-base builds with a 19 Nexus, and it really is easier than you think. So this is how you open with the 19 Nexus. You go 14 Pylon, 15 Gateway, 17 Assimilator, 19. On 19 Supply we take our Nexus. And you don't mind gas, you don't get your Cybernetics Core. You can see I rally him over there. And this is when I scout. You can scout after Gateway if you wish, but I scout after my Nexus. So now I've taken my Nexus, and I'm going across the map, start mining my gas, take this in about 20-21 Supply, you take my second Assimilator. Now when you're scouting versus PvP, there's a couple things before I even get to his base I want to talk about when you scout. So when you get to his base, you're obviously going to be looking for an expansion, and I don't know what level you're at, but most of the time you will see an expansion. Nexus first is very common. I mean, that's basically what you're faced. Or you'll go to his base and you'll watch the gas count, very important, and how many gateways they have. I mean, there's only going to be one chrono, so that will go somewhere. But there's sometimes you'll face, double gateway openers. So we'll see what I see this game. I go to his base. I see he does have a Nexus, so I know we're doing pretty much the same build. And I can see his gas count. I mean, from here on out, this is pretty much the same thing. I mean, I see what he's doing. I'm going to macro up. I'm just going to go Twilight, and I'm going to go into my Blink Stalkers and into my Robotics Bay. But when you're looking at his base, let's say I go to his base right now, and I see, let's act like this is not here. Like, what do you do? Like, you're doing 19 Nexus, you go to his base, he's on one base. Oh my god, is he cheesing me? He's mining this gas. So hypothetically speaking, let's say he's got all this tech out here, and he's got a double gateway. Well, there's a couple ways to respond to that. And you can open with a second gateway of your own, especially because there's some double gateway aggression where they'll pressure you, and you can get another gateway of your own to kind of deflect that. But pylon placement is something that is pretty much one of the most important things in PvP. So you can see my pylon placement here. You really want to put your first 2 to 3 pylons, don't put them anywhere but around your mineral line. Like, it's so important to have the pylons in your mineral line defending. I mean, versus his Adept, versus Stargate, his Mothership Core. Your first 2 pylons should always be kind of on the corners of your simulators, so you can cover both sides with Photon Overcharge. And I mean, if he is going for aggression, let's say he's going one base right now. How would I respond to one base? Well, I have 2 bases, but just, you can put a pylon here, maybe try to set up camp at the ramp. But basically, when you don't know what he's going for, and you think maybe he's going proxy Oracle, maybe he's doing some sort of cheese, a big thing as well is make sure you have all your probes at one base, right? Let's say you're not sure if he's going Oracle, and you've rallied half your probes over here, then you have to defend 2 bases. Whereas if he's going Oracle, you can only you can have all your probes at one base, and you're still having 2 Nexi, and then you can defend by rallying all your probes here. So this is a pretty safe build. Now, if he's going for aggression, and I don't see a base, throw a chrono on this, chrono this out, get 3-4 gateways, get ready for some defense, maybe throw down a Robo Bay. I mean, it depends on what you feel like is coming. What you face the most. Do you face some 4 gates? Do you face Void Ray? Do you face an Immortal push, Depending on what you face, maybe go for some, or maybe go for a Robo, get an Immortal out. But really, pylon placement is huge. Try to have your first 2 pylons around your mineral field, just so you can deflect damage. And it's a situation as well, where I see his base, I see no pylon up here, right? He went for another pylon here. So I know this is all very exposed to a Mothership Core if I wanted to go scout. And I might, I'm not sure if I do, but you can go scout with your Mothership Core as well, and try to abuse your opponents. Go to your opponent's base and say, like, especially when they're expanding. If they're going aggressive, you don't want to. But if you're going to his base, and I'm at his base, and I say, oh, he's got no pylon here, I'm a Mothership Core scout. And you can really punish Protoss players because they open with an Adept. Moving on. Always open with an Adept. Always open with an Adept. They'll open with an Adept. It gives you so much scouting, and you really have to match their own Adept. So basically that's what I do here. And I don't have pylons in my natural yet because I knew he went for an expansion. And you can see my first pylon goes up here. This is for any aggression. I think I just played him and he did go a little bit aggressive, so I'm playing a little bit safe. Overcharge at the ramp. But you could also go here, you know, if he's going for an adept. Pylons in your mineral field are actually okay. I mean, your mothership core. That is the thing, though, as well, is your overcharge can kind of... I mean, I bring my mothership core out, which I do scout with this game. I lose the ability to overcharge my main. So you gotta be careful, you know, if you're not comfortable not dealing with an adept without an overcharge, then think about that. Also, a big tip I would say is my way I almost always win the adept battle early in the game. I almost always win it. And this is how. So they'll chrono out their adept. So we'll see his adept. He has one adept already. Mine's coming. We'll see where he is on the map. Usually it's closer, right? He's already shaded. So basically what happens is he's move commanding. He's trying to get to my base. He's trying to scout my base. I always bring my first adept. I don't really scout with it. I bring it out to here, about outside my base, and I A move. You'll see I'm just A-clicking. See, I've already got the A-click here. Because I know I'm going to meet his adept. And if I get the first shot off, then I can shade and follow his adept and kill it. So you're going to see exactly what happens here. I'm A-moving. I get the first shot off. So now I've already taken 2 shots, even before 1 shot, which will happen a lot. They're move commanding. And now I get the control of the game, right? I shade, I copy his shade, and I A-move here, and he loses this, right? So then I get a lot of early pressure, and now I bring my mothership core out. And I did go double gateway, because I wasn't sure if he was going for pressure or not. You know, it's a little bit safer when opener. You don't have to go this. You could go Twilight before double gateway. This game I did go Twilight after double gateway. Either way works. I mean, if you're scared, go double gateway, that's fine. Go triple gateway if you're scared. But going up to blink, very important. So I'm going to work my way up to blink here. I'm going to keep scouting his stalker there. And see, this is the thing. I'm in his base, right? And like I said, I knew this from the beginning, right? This was a little bit exposed. No pylon here. There is a pylon here, but a lot of times, especially in your games, guys, mothership core scouting can be huge. Can tell you the tech they're on, can tell you a lot of things. So I'd highly recommend adding mothership core scouting to your game. So he knocks me away, I come back. And basically, the army composition you want to go for is Blink Stalker Disruptor. And that's what I'm going for. I'm getting my Blink. I'm getting my Robo. And I haven't seen what he's up to, right? We're just, you know, this is a standard opener. We always get your Robo after your Twilight. You don't want to go for the Robo first because, you know, you need to have the Blink develop. You need to have the Blink build. You want to be going Twilight before your Robo. PvT and PvP. You want that. So now, we're in a situation where I'm not sure if I've seen an Oracle or not. I don't think I have. I mean, I see he's going Oracle here. But it's a situation where you can see Mothership Core's here. Pylons are here. I'm ready for some sort of Stargate play, and this is kind of how you handle Stargate openers. You know, if it goes Phoenix, if he goes Oracle, this is how you do it. You have an army in one spot, you have a Mothership Core with Pylons in another spot, and you can really defend both spots. And Blink Stalkers is much better than Stargate, in my opinion. You can really deflect Stargate openers and really get ahead. So we see he's going Oracle, kind of jumping in and out, which is annoying. He can kind of always see me, but I mean, I'm here, I'm playing defensively, and we're pretty okay. So now I see he has a third. So seeing he has a third, I'm going to take my own third. But in a real game, let's say he doesn't take a third. Let's say I don't scout that he takes a third. How do you know when you want to take a third? And a big part of it is safety, you know? Go up to 5-6 gateways, and then go for Disruptor and Blink, all on 2 bases, man, if you don't feel safe taking a third yet. Because that composition will win you a lot of games. And it's hard to control, right? They go charge lots. It can be tough. But basically, this is the composition you get used to. You're going to win a lot of games. So it's a safety thing, right? If you're on 6 gateways and you have Disruptors coming out, maybe you feel safe to take a third. I mean, it's all about the situation of the game as well. I mean, it depends how well you know the game. Like I scout him, I see Stargate. I doubt he's going to have aggression, right? He's got Stargate, he's got gateways. It's unlikely he's really going to have a huge all-in to pressure me when he's on this type of tech and I'm on Blink Stalkers. So I could have taken a third before him, but it's a situation of what they're going for, right? Is he going for Blink Stalkers? Are you going for Blink Stalkers? You know? But let's say if you do go for a fast third or a third null, you want to throw down a lot of production to defend it. So, like, let's say I tried to get a fast greedy third, I would make a lot of gateways to follow up. So basically, this is the army composition we're going for. We're going for the Robe. It's a little bit late. We got a couple cannons for the Oracles. Usually, you do want to get a cannon eventually, so you don't die to DTs. Every single game, you should have at least 1 cannon in your mirror line. If you don't make a cannon in your mirror line every game, it's pretty greedy. And I will say, late game, you should have at least 2 to maybe 3 cannons in your mirror line. Because if you have a DT drop, if you have 4 DTs in a Warp Prism and you drop on 2 cannons, or if you can drop on cannons and kill them, and then it becomes a nightmare. So a couple cannons late game, just a little tidbit. Moving on. This is pretty much how you open. And I do go with a double Robo Bay. I do like to throw this in when I'm about my third base. When it's mining, I could have had this more saturated by the time I got this Robo Bay. I do like to throw in the second Robo Bay, not always, but it is pretty good to get extra disruptors out, and my disruptors were a little bit late because he was stalling me with his Oracle, so it also depends on the game. But I think throwing second Robo Bay, and just like you do with double Colossus, is pretty good, because the more disruptors you're getting, the more fun you're going to have, the more games you're going to win, because disruptors are going to win you some games. So we're just probing up, going for more Blink Stalkers, going for more disruptors. Look at our situation right now. We got 5, 6, only 6 gateways. Now we're on a goal. We're probably going up to 9, 10 gateways. So basically, a rule is you should add 2 to 3 gateways per base. It's a general rule. Like if you're never not sure, so if you're on 3 bases, try to have maybe 9 gateways. If you're on 4 bases, maybe 11. But you know, don't go too crazy, right? Don't go too crazy. It depends on the game, right? If you take a late 4th and it's like you're still on 3 bases, you know, you gotta think about it like that. So we see our army comp. We're going Immortal. We're going Disruptor and Stalker, and he's using Revelation to scout me. So it's really hard for me, you know, to really push out and do damage because he's scouting me with the Disruptor or with the Revelation. And I see him going for a 4th, and I say, I'm going double Disruptor. I could probably punish this. But before we actually get into the fight, and let's say he's not revealing me, I really want to talk about disruptors, and this is a very important thing. So if you're, you know, skimming through, I would really listen to this because this is important. Now, disruptors, when you're taking engagements, how do you take a disruptor versus disruptor engagement? It's very slow, and in general, how do you take disruptor engagements? Now, for the most part, whether you're playing Zerg, whether you're playing Protoss, whether you're playing Terran, disruptors are not really the go ram your army, and you know, Colossus is more of a go ram in, aim, move, attack, you know, really jump on an army. This is more of a poke and prod, pick away at the army, make the army get smaller and smaller and smaller, right? So I'm not really looking to engage, a hard engage. I'm looking to shoot shots off, shoot shots off, shoot shots off until I get good shots enough to win, right? Especially if you're in a lower league and they're going charge lots, you know, just use your Blink Stalkers, use your disruptors, shoot some shots off, fall back, take free damage. You know, they're giving you free damage basically, these disruptors. You shoot them, you fall back. You shoot them, you fall back. And I would like to give you some notes as well on disruptors. Some things you should really know. So disruptors, they do 145 damage, 55 additional shield damage to nearby ground units and structures. But I will say, things to know about them. They do friendly fire. They also one-shot pretty much everything except an Archon, except a Colossus, except an Immortal. Those are 3 things that a disruptor does not one-shot in PvP. And it takes 2 shots to kill an Archon. That's a good number to know. 2 shots to kill an Archon with Disruptor. So if you have 2 of them, you can kill an Archon. It takes 2 shots to kill an Immortal if you have the shield pop. So if you hit the Immortal once, and then the shield goes down, which is not very long, and you hit it again, it dies. Now if you shoot all your shots off at once, which you should not do, you should be going 1 at a time, then it takes 4 shots, but it's usually 2 shots on an Immortal, which is good to know, and it takes 3 shots to kill a Colossus, although you won't run into that often. But those are some good numbers to know. And disruptors one-shot other disruptors. So basically, a big thing when I'm fighting is, I mean, the Stalkers are important to kill, but you want to kill his disruptors. And it's very important as well that hit your disruptor, if you shoot a disruptor shot off and it kills his disruptor, it cancels the disruptor shot. Just like how if you pick it up, a disruptor, it cancels the shot. If you shoot off a disruptor shot and it shoots off first, even if it's a millisecond ahead of his shot, and I kill his disruptor, even if his shot's right in the middle of my army, if his disruptor dies, the shot doesn't go off. So that's really how you want to micro these fights. You really want to micro them like this. You want to say, okay, I'm going to go for your disruptors as much as I can. You know, he's got these, he keeps revealing my army, so it's a little bit different, a little bit harder, and I do think the Oracle play is good. But see, this game, right, I mean, he's revealing me, I have 2 backdoor disruptors because I think, you know, he doesn't see these. You know, this could really be good. But basically, like, if I see his army and I see a bunch of Stalkers and I see his disruptors, always go for the disruptors. 1, they can't get away as easy. And it's like killing the Colossus, honestly. You kill the disruptor, you're going to win the game because then you can just keep firing disruptor shots. So we'll see how this goes here. But you can see, like I said, it's patience. I'm not aim moving and forcing this in. It's an issue where you just, you know, you take it slow, try to get as many good shots as you can, wear them down, and then eventually take the fight you want. So, you know, I just kind of keep moving up, keep trying to wear them down. And then, you know, I keep this little sneak attack here. And you can see I kind of focus on the disruptors. Now, we're in a situation where we're up. Only 2 disruptors, but he's probably got some. I mean, I see 5 here. Using stasis wards. Right? So he shoots his off, I shoot mine off. It's madness, right? Then I kill his disruptors. Like, killing the disruptor wins you the game. See, now I'm up 7-5. I kill more, 7-4. So basically, I mean, how this goes, he actually forgets Blink, so it's a little bit harder for him to win this fight. But basically how it goes is anytime you see Blink Stalkers blink, anytime they blink is when you should shoot. Like it should be like second nature. When you see Blink Stalkers blink, shoot disruptor shots off. Always try to punish someone that blinks. Always try to punish someone that blinks. Like when Blink goes on cooldown for them, send those disruptor shots off. Punish them. I mean, focus. Your highest priority is obviously the disruptors, but killing huge amounts of stalkers is also very important. So you got to think about. You got to keep in mind the blink cooldown. You got to keep in mind that you can cancel disruptor shots just by killing his disruptors. Very, very important to know. I mean, it doesn't really matter how this fight goes. We end up taking it. But those are very important things to know. You really want to use your disruptors to kill their disruptors. And, you know, it really controls the game. It's like I now have 7 Colossus to 3 Colossus. You gotta think of them like that. They're huge. They're very important. They're very important. And I will, in final note, I would say, is late game, it's fine to throw in Archons. It's fine to throw in some Immortals. And I would say maybe you want to max out at about 7 to 9 disruptors. You don't want to get too crazy on disruptors. And I will say if you're getting crazy on disruptors, spread them out. You know, put a disruptor here, put a disruptor over here. You know, maybe you'll get something. You know, you don't want them all grouped up in your one army and then, you know, you lose all your disruptors because you have 10 disruptors clumped up. You don't want that to happen to you. So something very important to note would be, you know, it's okay to throw in Archons because they take 2 shots to die. It's okay to throw in Immortals because they take 2 shots to die, basically. Colossus, I would not go Colossus in PvP. I would not recommend it. So this is basically your comp, you know? And I would not go Adepts. I would not really go Zealots in this matchup. Archons, Immortals, Disruptors, Stalkers is what you want to go for. It's mobility. And try to get some vision and try to land some good disruptor shots. That's it for me. I think we end up winning this game. You know, he forgets Blink. But situation whether he has Blink or not, it doesn't really matter. I mean, how we got here is, you know, remember, Gateway. I actually went double Gateway if you're feeling scared. Throw a couple Gateways down. But you're going up to Blink. You're trying to tech up to Robo Bay into Disruptors. Throw up a second Robo Facility down, maybe on 3 bases. And then, you know, go up to, I mean, how many Gateways do I have finished the game on? Quite a few. Quite a few. So it's a situation where build production, build Disruptors, build Blink Stalkers, and try to win the game. I hope you guys have some good luck. I hope this helped. And guys, give me some feedback, and I'll try to address some more issues you may have with the matchup. So thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Take it easy, guys.